They did exactly that, and the president confirmed that they went, zoned, said coast, ODM is stronger. They left Magarini seat for ODM. They went to the other place in Kakamega, in Kasipul rather, UDA withdrew. They left for ODM. In Kakamega, because they had killed ANC, now it was easy for UDA to come in. They did zoning. As we are not calling it, we don't have zoning. What we have is a strategic coalition partnership. And let me say this for record. There is nothing wrong in people sitting together. And let me repeat the words. Look at where a party is strong. And that is what giving people sleepless nights. Because we have coalition parties across the country. You look at where the parties, it will do what I call the lead. It will be the lead party. Yeah. The way we did with Mbae. We said this was a DP seat. Well, this is, Justin is one of the principals in the United Opposition, and he came and requested, let my party field the candidate. And we all went there. The same case, we look at what happened in Marava. You almost, almost suffocated my friend here, telling him that we are being divisive by fielding a candidate in Marava. But we came together and said, can DAP take the lead? So please, I want to say on record, we are being written here and there, being pushed to feel guilty. We are not going to feel guilty about that. So let me say what's going to happen. And please, let's not stop criminalizing issues about communities. No, let me repeat it again. And I'm opposed to the use of word ethnicity, but I use the word communities. Political mobilization and organization is based on where people come from. There's nothing wrong with that. And please, Fred, let us not fall into a narrative being parodied by State House here about Ukabila this, tribalism that, this. No, people must come from where they come from.
If we may look at it that way.
Yeah.
In Nairobi, we've had 4 governors now.
Yeah.
None of them has come from the Mount Kenya region. On what basis, therefore, would you feel that a party that predominantly gets its support from Mount Kenya region would be the best party to field a candidate for governor?
You see now, Fred, that's where we get wrong. The fact that somebody from this area of the country has never become governor in Nairobi doesn't mean they cannot become. That doesn't mean they cannot become, because there's nowhere it is written that only people from these communities can become governors in Nairobi. What we are saying, and for clarity purposes, DCP, just like DAPK, just like OIPA, has a responsibility. Every party is created to form government and to get power. How do you get power? Fielding candidates. And that's why we said yesterday, my party leader said, and by the way, it is true, the same with OIPA and DAPK. Every party begins with DCP. We are going to field every candidate from the presidential. We are going to have Rigathi Gachagua as a presidential candidate. We are going to have governors, senators in every other place in Kenya. That's number one. Let's start from there. Then we'll come and say, because the same will apply to WIPA, DAPK will do the same, PLP, and all these other parties that are friendly to us. Then we'll come down and say, Rigathi Gachagua never said that, now please, Fred, let us be very careful. He never said, even on Sunday, that a particular community must be governor, senator, women. He said on DCP. Because the work of Rigathi Gachagua is to promote DCP.
Perhaps the problem is that he quoted WIPA. Yet there are more parties, including DAPK, who have a stake in the
Let me say this.
As well.
Good. And that's why
it's only DCP and WIPA that already have a deal on how to approach the Nairobi
This is what he says. The spirit of what my party leader said is this. He gave an example of WIPA, for example, because WIPA previously have the ones who have been doing a coalition around Nairobi, and because of the two communities, then their numbers, they have been able to work a coalition through about getting these positions of governor, senator, and women rep. And he said very well, after Kalonzo Musyoka rallying together his community in Nairobi to support other people, he has just been given one position. And we are saying it has been unfair. So what are we saying here? The fact that he gave WIPA as an example, Fred, doesn't mean that we have other parties. It is a whole 1.5 years to elections. So let me clarify here. So what is going to happen? First of all, number one clarification, he said about DCP. And it's true, because the men who became MCA in Narok is not from one community of Mount Kenya. It is the people there who said, we are going to give you our ticket. Kisa East is not from Mount Kenya. So let us know, this is a narrative that is peddled, created by NIS to come and cause confusion in this country about tribalism. But let me repeat let me end by saying this, Fred. People have been telling the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, no, you are talking too much. I am addressing people, especially from the mountain and this country. Don't fall to the trap of telling Rigathi Gachagua not to speak. He is meant to speak daily for breakfast, for lunch and evening. He is a master he's a master of political science. He's a student of literature. He is the one who saw President Uhuru Kenyatta to become president. He helped President Ruto to become president. And I can tell you, Rigathi Gachagua has the capacity to either become president or drive the next president of this country. So please, I want to tell our people, wherever they are in this country, Western, Nyanza, people who listen to the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua will continue speaking because he must every day try to disabuse the narratives created by this regime. The president is a master of narratives. I want to remind you very quickly, and I want to end up with that. Let's start political. He branded Raila Odinga, a mchawi, mtu ya kung'oa reli, Lord of Poverty from 2013. And by the way, many people hated, or rather, they had issues with Raila because not for anything they know, because of the narrative that the President Ruto had been creating. Now, all the way until it changed tune. Right now, the president has no narrative. He's trying to look, how do I handle the narrative of Kasongo and one term? Listen, on the issue of development, he started with 4 agendas, some 5 agendas during Jubilee. They came to 5. Now he has abandoned them. He's creating another agenda of Singapore and First World. He's a master of narratives. Now, Rigathi Gachagua knows that. He must disabuse those narratives daily. Every day for morning, breakfast, and supper. Because if you don't do that, narratives stick. So we must disabuse this issue of tribalism. He must disabuse these issues of where the president wants to capture to hold this country together. I want to make it very clear. We are going to field candidates everywhere. Then other parties will field candidates. Then we'll sit down together and say, how do you go about it? What's wrong
with the zoning? Because I'm sure even in the coalition that you support, those are considerations that are made, and they are fact politically.